Hi there, everyone. Welcome to my series where I talk about the books that I read during 2019 and I review them. This one is going to be one that I was actually quite happy with because it was the first book that I actually used credits on for Audible. And it is Ever After by Riley Hart and Christina Lee. Sorry, I briefly blanked on the author's names. This one was actually shown to me to be a gay fairy tale, and I can honestly say it was very fairy tale esque. It features a prince named Merrick, and he becomes his valet named Cassius. Now, the one issue that I had with the story was probably with the overall setting, so that's why I'm kind of mentioning it now. I could not figure out the time frame that this was in because there was a lot of like old world inspirations, but then there was also a lot of new world technology. I did look into it, and apparently, both these ladies had wanted to create their own world. So I'm like, okay, I can kind of get behind that. It was a little confusing, and I tried not to get too bogged down with that. But basically, Merrick is basically being forced to wed, or forced to find someone to wed. And he ends up meeting Cassius, and Cassius first starts off as a footman, and they have like an instant connection. And a lot of the story actually revolves around their relationship, so there's not a whole lot of plot other than the whole marriage thing. But his family has very traditional views. And there's a lot of things that I know that Merrick wants to change and fix so that he can, one, be himself, and two, be with the man that he loves. While Cassius is trying to take care of his family, first and foremost. And it was, I liked it, and yet I still had some reservations about it. But I did enjoy it for what it was, and the few things that I did have a problem with were easily resolved. Mostly it was the setting that kept me from giving this like a really, really glowing recommendation. Was that it was hard to kind of place it because usually when I read fairy tale, it's I normally prefer to have a stone cold set of when it is. If you're wanting to create your own world with a hybrid between old world and new world, then be a little bit more specific about things. It was really weird because like we would have, I'm trying to remember an instance like a lot of there wasn't like central heating in the castles. There was a lot of fireplaces being used, but then you had cars, and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of confused. But again, it may have been just my understanding of it, but apparently a lot of other people were very confused by this. Um, but ultimately, it was a good book. I will say that the cover is really pretty, but I was very confused on which one is supposed to be Merrick and which one is supposed to be Cassius, because they're both redheads. And it's kind of hard to figure out which one is which, because they're both dressed immaculately. So, personally, I'm like, I don't know which one is supposed to be which. I will say that the sex between them was quite interesting. They got really hot and heavy, and it was interesting to listen to from both perspectives. But ultimately, I'd give it it's okay. Probably like 4 stars. I think I gave it 4 stars. Yeah, I gave it 4 stars. I couldn't even remember. I know I didn't give it 3 stars because that's usually only for books that I really just could not connect with. But if you're looking for a fairy tale that has 2 male love interests, I highly recommend this one, especially if you're looking for something in that kind of genre. So, thank you all for watching. I really appreciate you all being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!